Hello, if you missed last week's professional development, here is a video to catch you up on what you missed. The professional development was on movement activities for academic achievement in the classroom. So here's a little bit about me. My name is Brooke Freeman, and I am a substitute teacher in your local district. I often have students who look like this. They are bored, they're not interested, one's maybe sleeping, they're yawning. And then there's me, cringing at the board, thinking, what can I do? What is a strategy that I could think of to use? I knew I needed to research a strategy that would help the students to refocus and stay on task that would be quick and exciting. That is when I came across movement activities. I first learned about movement activities in my student teaching placement. However, I only knew about it with my kindergarten setting. But then I thought last semester during my thesis, why couldn't I use it with other grades? So I wanted to see how these movement activities would affect academic achievement. The rest of the presentation will discuss the purpose, what are movement activities, why implement them, how to implement them, research-based information about movement activities, and learning how to use Go Noodle as one of the movement activities to implement in your classroom. Each slide will reference an article that I found researching this topic. So the purpose of this PD is to introduce movement activities as a strategy to use in the classroom for academic achievement. People often are not aware of this new strategy to use in the classroom. The students are often glued to their seats until special or recess. Sitting for that long isn't age appropriate for an effective learning environment at the elementary level. This strategy helps to keep your students alert and focused upon completion of the exercise. So you might be asking, what are movement activities? Movement activities are about 3 to 10 minutes of physical activity throughout the day to help the student's brain as well as their body recharge. Movement breaks are also known as brain breaks. According to Whitmer, these breaks can allow the student to perk up or calm down depending on the situation. When doing the research for my thesis, I noticed that students had better academic results after their movement activities as well as physical education. So why implement them in the classroom? Well, let's think about the age-old question of how long should a student be sitting in their seats. The student who fidgets in his or her chair and cannot focus will be affected if the teacher does not implement differentiation in the classroom. This is why movement activities would be easy and effective strategy to implement. According to Mulrine, exercise can increase activity in the parts of the brain involved in memory, attention, spatial perception, language, and emotion. So why not use a strategy that involves exercise, such as movement activities? So I found a lot of information, but one really important thing that I found was, how do we know for sure that the student's academic achievement is actually increasing due to movement activities? According to Donnelly, he researched movement activities and found that on increase in physical activity was the likelihood of increase in academic success. He had his students participate in a physical activity curriculum called Physical Activity across the curriculum, and that they were assessed based on the Wyatt 2 assessment for achievement. The article goes on to explain that their scores on these tests increased due to the implementation for physical activity. So he took a group of students who were physical and had physical activity, and then group of students that did not. And the students that did have physical activity scored higher on the Wyatt 2, which I found super interesting and important. So now that we know that these movement activities do help, you're probably questioning how to implement them. So, how to implement them? According to Camahalan, there are a variety of ways to do so. The students can start the class by using motion by dance sessions, stretching, calisthenics, and movement games. He did this for a full week, and results concluded that the students were able to understand the concepts of various topics better than without physical activity. So if he only did this for a week or a few weeks, imagine implementing this for a whole year. So teachers' concerns. So prior to this PD, I posted a survey asking any concerns about movement activities. Most of the concerns were that people did not know what they were, but you guys know what they are now, so that concern can be gone. But majority of people were worried that it takes away from learning time, not enough resources, materials, space, and self-competency. As we discussed, prior movement activities only take around 10 minutes out of your day. They are not taking away a full period of learning. You as their teacher can also pick when the time is appropriate and how many times during the day it will occur. When I did my thesis, I did it twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. The students looked forward to it and it became part of our routine. Also, you can pick where in the classroom you want it to occur and how. When I did it for my thesis, the students stood next to their desks or arm's length away depending on the movement activity. As far as resources and materials, each time we meet for a movement activity PD, I will be giving you all the resources and materials you need to complete each activity. Erwin explains how teachers may not have valued the implementation of physical activities during what they considered learning time, yet what that teacher does not know is that movement activities can be integrated into core content while the students are participating in physical activity. So now you know, but now you're probably questioning how to incorporate movement breaks. So I'm just going to give you something to think about before we discuss this. According to Riley, when students are inactive for periods longer than 20 minutes, they experience a drop in glucose and oxygen to the brain, resulting in a diminished ability to focus, comprehend, and remember. Thus, incorporating movement activities is necessary to enhance academic achievement. The first step is to incorporate activities that can be completed with safety in mind. As I continued my research, I found activities that incorporated core content with physical activity. For example, Riley explains how you can run in place while reciting a poem, counting by twos while touching your toes or doing sit-ups. Once the student is shown how to do a physical activity, core curriculum can be integrated easily so the student is not only getting a break from core work, but also exercising as they learn, recite, and generalize information. So they think they're getting a break from sitting there and watching the board, but instead they're actually learning while they're exercising. So yes, they get a break, but they're still integrating curriculum. Okay, so this is the first movement activity that you will integrate in your classroom. Let's watch this quick clip that gives you a summary of what Go Noodle is and does for your student.
Hello there, I'm McPufferson. Did you know baby giraffes sometimes moo? Anyways, I'm here to tell you all about Go Noodle. It's made up of tons and tons of brain breaks that your class can use throughout the day. You know how some mornings you get to school and you're not fully awake? Go Noodle has a gazillion brain breaks for that. One of them is maximal. Stand up and move along. Come on, let's do it.
Greetings, my friends. It is I, Maximal. Spread out your fingers and reach your arms up to the very tippy top of the jungle sky, or to your classroom ceiling, depending on where you are. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms up. Now let us go around the town. Slowly bend the top half of your body to one side. Then calmly swing down to the ground. Hola, Flor. Then over to the other side and come back up to the very top. Are you getting warmed up? Yes, you are.
That felt good. Guess what? Alligator's teeth are hollow. Anyways, sometimes after you sit in class for too long, you get squirmy, you know? Go Noodle has a boatload of brain breaks for that. Like the Run With Us games. Run along, it's fun.
On your mark, get set, go!
Run in place.
You won a gold medal!
That was awesome. Dance along with Cuckoo Kangaroo as I tell you more about Go Noodle. Go, Coo!
Get your body moving. Get your body moving. Get your body moving. Get your body moving. Everybody here, let me see you dip. Let me see you dip. Let me see you dip. Dip it now. Dip.
motivated. Moving throughout the day releases endorphins, gets the blood flowing, and improves kids' mood and brain power. Did you pay attention to all that? Good, because we're going to have a test. Just kidding. But if you have a test, it really helps to de-stress with some deep breathing. Go Noodle has gobs of brain breaks for that. One of them is airtime space. Breathe along. I love breathing. It's the best.
Welcome to airtime space. You are cleared for blastoff. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In and out. In, out.
I feel much calmer now. No, really, I do. Okay, I'm sure you have tons of stuff to learn today in class, so I'll be quick. Go Noodle has brain breaks for dancing, coordinating, positive thinking, and meatball throwing, my favorite. Plus, the more you move, the more your champ grows. And that's Go Noodle. Guess what? It's almost impossible to lick your own elbow. Doesn't mean I can't try. You can try too. Gotta go. See you around, Go Noodle.
Okay, I don't know about you, but that made me want to get up and move. So, in the article by Salmons states that Go Noodle gets students active and learning and describes how the goal of the website is to get kids moving in the classroom and do it in a way that has a very positive impact not only on student health but also their performance. So now I'm going to teach you how to log on to Go Noodle. Pretty simple stuff. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to www.gonoodle.com. You're going to sign up for free. Click the option that applies to you, and for us it's the teacher. You're going to fill out your information, create your profile. You can join your school. I've already talked to administration, principal, and we are good to go for that. So you're going to create a username and password. So you can check out the channels and exercise for your classroom. During the PD, we had the teachers get up and try a few activities from the website. If you would like to try, just log on into your Go Noodle and get up and get moving. What we want you to do is to take this website into your classroom. We want you to document every time you use it and then collect the work samples before and after to see if Go Noodle affected your students' academic achievement. You should keep a student portfolio for each child to see any changes. And finally, in conclusion, I hope you became knowledgeable about movement activities as a strategy to use in your classroom. Now you'll be able to identify how to use them appropriately. You will use Go Noodle as a Web 2.0 source to engage in your movement activities, and I hope you're excited to implement them in your classroom. I'm going to leave you with a quote to think about as we enter in your journey toward your understanding of movement activities in the classroom. The quote is by Haruki Murakami and is, "I move, therefore I am." I hope you enjoyed this PD for movement activities, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me at limeme@optonline.net. That's LIMEME@optonline.net. Thank you for your time, and I really hope you enjoyed this PD.